Big time combos about issues facing singles today. It's the TBD podcast. Welcome back, everybody, to another episode of TBD podcast. To Be Determined podcast. I'm Brian. This is Shannon. That's Isaiah. Guys, we're back again.
We are.
How you guys doing?
Great.
Good?
Great.
I know we had a little meeting before this show. Everybody good? Everybody had their coffee?
Yes.
I had very early morning coffee, but I didn't get my coffee because somebody was rushing me.
You got a coffee and a coffee?
I do.
You might have a problem.
I thought about that. You know, substances come in different forms. You know, you just got to...
I feel like that's one that the Lord put on the earth. Notice how easy it is to extract caffeine from the coffee bean. I'm just saying. Like, that's something that the Lord gave us as a gift.
The Holy Spirit is my caffeine. Keeps me up in the morning. Turn to your neighbor.
That's why he going to be the famous one. Tickles ears, it sound good every
Doesn't it
time.
sound good?
Don't got to live it.
No,
I'm not saying you don't live it. I'm just saying you don't got to live it because it sounds so good.
You know what I mean? Doesn't it sound spiritual?
It is. I'm not even mad at the statement. I'm just
The
like,
Holy
boy.
Spirit is my... Okay, I'm done.
Oh, that's your Isaiah impersonation? Okay, let's go.
Go ahead.
Just one thing. So when you go, because you are much more demonstrative when you're interacting with Isaiah normally, so you'll look at him when you're doing it. Mm-hmm. So just be mindful of the mic. So if you're gonna do that, maybe adjust your mic a little bit over to the right. Just so that, or yourself over to the left. That way, when you look over, you're still hitting the mic.
Okay.
Because I could hear it go down just a smidgen when you turn just now. Okay.
Maybe if I go like this.
Yeah, we can see we're producing on the fly.
Or you could just not look at me.
Nah.
No, I gotta look.
It works better, Isaiah.
Okay.
This is how you guys get more
contact.
followers.
Well, I'm looking at the people in TV land.
Well, actually, you would be looking at the camera right there.
So, before we get into today's topic, something that we started a couple of episodes back, which I think is a real good hit, a good icebreaker. Not that you guys need it, but it's good for you to talk about yourself and to share more about yourself. We do these little mini games, huh? Get to know you.
Okay.
Huh? Yeah, now, we switched the games up, so it won't be like the last couple of episodes.
I know, that's
okay.
so nerve-wracking.
Yeah, we start bench cut is gonna come back, but we're not gonna put you guys through the ringer like that. Okay, I got one for this episode and for the next episode too, honestly. So there's a trend that happened probably more so on TikTok that I saw maybe a couple years ago, but put a finger down. Never have I ever.
Oh.
You ever heard that? So you hold up, both hands, because I got 10 things. All right.
That is so. I've always said I would never do that, and here we are.
All right, we don't have to. I mean, Isaiah is committed, so I'm going to go ahead and get started.
Okay,
I know
fine.
Oh, wow. Okay.
Ooh, get people what you want.
You got to break that up off you. You got to break that up off you. Whatever that is, break that up off you. Okay, so we're going to start with the easy one. Put a finger down if you love Jesus.
Oh, so okay.
I mean, you got something you working through some things?
I have to connect it.
All right. Put a finger down if you've ever dated someone you considered out of your league. You considered out of your league. Ooh, the confidence level, the humbleness level is at 0. The confidence level is at 100, though. I like it. Put a finger down if you've ever traveled to 10 or more states. Isaiah, so you can move on to the next one.
Yeah, because I drive through some states.
Okay.
That's not visiting though. Yeah, so I would say.
No. I mean, like, if you go through the state, you got to actually look around. You can't close your eyes. You've been there in some capacity.
I took a trip to Washington, D.C.
However you want to answer it. So if you don't think that's
10, maybe 10, I think. Maybe.
Okay. All right. Put a finger down if you've ever thought that you were better than the person you're dating.
Ooh.
You know what?
Mm-hmm. Boy, I'm going to put the finger down twice. That's what I'm talking about.
But I was sadly mistaken. But go ahead.
Oh.
Ooh.
Yeah.
Ooh.
Oh, Isaiah, you've never thought that, huh?
It probably like.
It's called pandering.
No, it's not pandering. Probably not at the end of the relationship. I'm like, man, what I'm doing with my life right now. So does that count?
So put a finger down.
Oh.
Out here trying to keep his fingers up.
I know.
Finger upper. All right.
No, I just want to put that disclaimer in there. Thanks.
Put a finger down if you've ever spent more than $200 on a date. There you go. But that finger stayed up, man.
It sure did.
It sure did. Put a finger down if someone has ever spent more than $200 on you for a date.
Ooh,
Oh.
Shannon. Ooh.
Don't do that. Don't even keep that up, Shannon. Don't even keep that
Whoa,
up.
whoa. I gotta hear about that.
Hold
now.
on. Did you put
No.
your finger down too?
No,
Isaiah?
nobody ever spent
I'm
no
with you,
money
brother.
on me.
Yeah, I got you. Yeah,
I'm spending money on them
that's the way it works, isn't it?
because ain't pimping if you got it.
It's a terrible place to be at. Okay.
But you think about $200 is not like if you were dating somebody.
Inflation is going on.
Well, it hadn't happened recently.
Nah,
I'm trying to get my life together.
all I'm saying is you about to get real callous out here. You like you can't afford $200.
I didn't
Y'all
say
nothing's. I know you didn't say that. I'm telling you how it could come across. But go ahead. You were saying $200 back in what 2010 is not.
It's not.
We were coming out of the housing crisis. You remember that? That 08? It was still hurting people.
Yeah.
So what, 2003? 2003 was pretty safe, right?
I was in West Palm Beach.
Ooh,
Oh, put two fingers down.
But it's expensive there, and I didn't realize, I'll just tell y'all, I didn't realize, well, I had a feeling that this man liked me, and I was just like, oh, we're just going to be friends. Oh, I shouldn't have said his name. That's just fine. I hadn't seen him in like 20 years. And I was like, oh, this is, good to see you or whatever. Next thing I know, he's telling everybody we were in on a date, we're together.
Man spent more than $200 on you? On the
Now
date?
I see it, but I didn't see
What
it
you
then.
mean now? What you mean? Why?
I was young. I didn't know.
No.
why,
yeah,
why
no.
you not Miss Rick right now?
I just liked him as a friend, and I thought that we were just going to
Listen.
eat. And then, like halfway through, I'm like, oh, this dude likes me.
$200. We just going to eat West Palm, Hollywood, Kingsland,
Man.
Charleston, Bodunk, USA, Mayberry. Bruh, we on a date. $200. Okay. I'm
All
sorry.
my friendships
Everyone,
end at
I
$35.
To be real with you, steak and shake.
Yeah.
I
Steak and
didn't
shake.
know. I was young.
Yes, you did.
I
Here's the thing: you pushed it away, right? You can be oblivious when you want to be, but I tell you what, if Rick, I don't know what he didn't match up with, because you went out with him, but clearly you say you thought it was a friend. And I'm not calling you a liar. I'm just saying you were purposefully oblivious, which I think can be honed in on people that you're not immediately attracted to the highest degree. But if you're attracted to this dude to the highest degree, this $200 would have been a date. You would have been date. Rick would have been saying that. You would have heard it. You've been like, "That's right. We sure were on a date." But I appreciate the ability for you to share that. Thank you, Shannon.
Like
Okay.
Brian said, you ain't lying, but like my grandmama would say, but the truth ain't in you.
I feel
You
the
gotta start hitting
judgment
back.
right now.
Yeah, you gotta
How's
start
the
hitting
Lord
back.
talk about? I mean, what does Jesus say? Judge not, lest you be judged. Just remember, we got about 20 minutes left in this podcast. Go ahead, Brian.
Here we go. Put a finger down if you've ever won a physical fight. Do you have them hands, dog? Ooh, yeah, I saw you over there put it down with confidence.
I've never been in a physical
I only
fight,
been
thank
in
you,
one
Lord.
Now
fight.
you gotta try it.
And I only got in one fight that a person wasn't related to me, and I won, but I felt so bad afterwards. I said I could never use these hands for evil.
There
again.
you go,
Oh my God, I just can't.
Jean-Claude Van Damme.
Please keep going. I just can't right now.
Hey, listen, man. Don't
The
get mad
level
because my
of
man is spiritual.
extra right now.
Don't get mad because my man is spiritual like that now. Don't hate,
Don't hate.
huh? Just judge later.
What's that bedroom voice you got? Don't hate.
Don't hate. I'm sorry if I make you stumble.
You ain't make me stumble. I am walking
we-
the straight and narrow.
So
Go
we're
ahead,
at
Brian.
6 fingers up to 6 fingers up.
Yep.
Okay. Wow. Okay. Both of you heathens. All right. Shut it down. Sorry. Put a finger.
Sound like you was speaking in tongues. Shut it right back at you, my brother.
Oh, shut's in this right here, and I forgot the beginning. Put a finger down if you've ever shut the club down.
You mean like been there until the end of the night?
Yeah.
Oh yeah.
Oh, I've never been to a club.
You stop lying. Are you
And
Oh,
you-
serious?
yes, I've never been to a club before I got saved. Because we went to salsa nights together. Remember that?
Put a finger down. No one believes you. Put a finger down.
No, what a liar.
Put a finger down if you've ever stood somebody up or ghosted them.
Oh.
I ghosted a few people.
There we go. Finally, put a finger down if you would marry someone who doesn't meet any of your physical qualifications.
I would.
I,
We know you wouldn't. Just keep that finger up, because no, you would not.
Shannon, that's you're not telling the truth because you say you like a plethora of physical types. So somebody's gonna fit in your physical type.
Okay, well, either way, like it does. That's not that.
So that
important
1%
to
of the
me.
population that doesn't fit in your spectrum of beauty, you would date them, marry them.
Yeah, if all the other stuff was there,
Okay.
yeah, I would.
If that relationship with God right, that money right too.
I'm just saying, he's interesting and he likes to travel and all that. Heck yeah.
Oh, that's code for he got money.
You gotta have money to travel,
Yeah.
at least nowadays. Anyway, don't let him press you. Did you?
I didn't change my answer.
Did you put your finger down?
No, my finger's up.
Yeah, I
High
was gonna
five.
say, child, please. We already know.
Yeah. Okay. That's it, guys. You get. I know your hands
I
probably
felt like that
cramping
was
now.
an intrusive question. Those were intrusive.
Yeah, that's kind
questions.
of how this goes right here. Since you're doing a public podcast, you know what I mean? Y'all been intrusive. The story sharing that you guys been doing the past couple episodes.
I feel like that was intrusive. But anyway,
All right, so now that we've had some fun and you guys are warmed up, today's topic, I'm talking about Christian flirting, which actually came up in a previous episode, and we said that we wanted to talk about that more, delve more into it.
right.
First question: Christians and flirting, should that go together? Should Christians flirt?
Yes. Well, let me tell you. First, while this came up on my radar, I was talking to one of my female friends that live out of town, and I was like, she's single. I think she's top shelf. She's a cognac among malt liquor. Very, very exquisite
It's
young
called
lady.
pandering.
Slits, malt, liquor.
Yeah, she's a
Coke
cognac.
45.
She's top shelf.
Billy D.
Yes. And so I'm like, why you talking? How you doing at your new church? You find anybody and anything like that? And then she's like, no, ain't nothing happening. I'm like, how's your flirting game? And then she like abruptly hung up the phone on me. But I'm like, man, that's a touchy subject.
Really?
Women and
She hung the
flirting.
phone up?
No, I mean the conversation got dead after that. So I'm like, oh, I
awkward.
must have hit a nerve. So I hung up the phone. I mean, we ended the conversation.
Hold on, you hung up the phone.
Yeah, the phone call, it ended.
Nah, someone hung up now. First you said she hung up the phone, then you hung up the phone.
I don't recall.
The truth ain't in you. What your
Yeah.
grandma say?
The truth ain't in
The
you.
truth ain't in you now. Someone hung
So-
up that phone first.
And I've been up close to some of my friends flirting,
Mm-hmm.
and it's been pretty awkward.
For guys or for girls or both? Or,
Both.
who normally has better flirting abilities in your friend group, the women or the men?
The women are more. Where my friend group's single, so for instance, I see my Shannon put in work.
See, okay,
I
putting my
seen
business out
Shannon
there.
put in work. See, first when a guy's attracted to Shannon, he want to know if I'm a competition or ally. So automatically I'm telling the guy, no, we're just friends. We're just friends. So the guy switched gears on him, like, hey, so why are you single and all that? And Shannon became combative for some reason. I'm like,
I do not become combative, and I'm just going to tell y'all this is perfect because I did some research and it's pithy, don't worry. But there's a study that shows that only 36% of men know when somebody is flirting with them. Only 18% of women in this study could tell when somebody was flirting with them. And so I feel like that's just unless somebody is very like forward, you can't tell that they're flirting, and you're just like being yourself and being like, I think that, sarcastic flirting is just my style of flirting. Like, just kind of sarcasm. They say something, I say something spicy back. So
and how's that been working for you?
I can catch something, but I mean, I have to always release it. So
Catch your release.
but,
Yes. So seeing Shannon over the years, finding people flirting, it grieves my spirit because I want her with somebody.
how do you flirt? What does it look like when you
I
flirt?
don't flirt. What? One, I don't, because my flirting mentality is stuck in high school. My flirting hasn't been redeemed because I'm trying to, create intimate moments, like talk to her deep. Hey, how you doing? Grab her elbow, bring her close, comment on how she looks.
That sounds like so like 1990s, like
That's
you know,
that was my
Levert,
hey.
you know what I mean?
But that's my heyday. That's how in my head. That's how I'm like, hey, how can I get your number? Stuff like that, But as a Christian, all that pseudo intimacy isn't productive. So I don't really flirt. But
But you said that flirting. You said there's nothing wrong. You said Christians should flirt, but then
Yes.
you said it's creating pseudo intimacy.
I there I go.
I was gonna say that's a contradiction.
No, I'm saying, but flirting done well. I haven't learned how to tell a woman, hey, in a playful banner, hey, I'm interested in you. Small talk. Let's exchange information.
I see.
But I know what not to do.
Well, there are some Christians who say that flirting is sinful. They use that verse in Song of Songs 2:15. Catch for us the foxes, the little foxes that ruin the vineyards, are vineyards that are in bloom. And they take that as don't awaken love before it's time. You know how it keeps saying that in Song of Solomon.
So how is a person to show somebody
I agree.
I'm interested in you if I can't show?
Yeah, like flirt with you. And here's another one. This one guy, he's a Christian YouTuber, Mark Ballinger. He's talking about Christians shouldn't even use the word flirting because of the connotations. I was like, if you don't get your spiritual self, okay. And then they also use the verse about don't defraud your brother in 1 Thessalonians 4:3-6. It says, let's see, not in passionate lust like the pagans who do not know God, and in that matter, no one should wrong or take advantage of a brother or sister. I think the original language says defraud.
Now,
you read the King James.
I've been a victim of Christian flirting.
What do you mean?
Christian women have tried to flirt with me at times.
So what does that look
now
like?
here we go. Now this is what we talking about, Isaiah.
You are such a pot stirrer. But
I'm saying, like, for example, one of our friends
Oh boy.
pulled me outside
Oh boy.
I mean,
Oh
and
boy.
said, hey,
Y'all
I
ain't gonna have no
gotta
friends
talk
left
to you
after
for a
this.
second.
Mm-hmm.
And she said, I think you got a word for me.
oh yeah.
And I'm like, oh, what you talking about? Like, no, I've been praying. I think God has given you a word for me. I'm like, ooh. I'm like, no, I'm still waiting on the buffering or the download. I don't got nothing for you. But I told her, soon as I get something, I'll let you know.
I was gonna say, and you said something.
No,
Oh, yeah, I
I'm
remember
not
that.
gonna. Yeah.
Is that flirt? That was. Oh yes, that kind of is.
I mean,
like
she
Christian
want me to be
flirting,
her.
though.
She want me to be her high priest on the low, but
But okay, speaking of this, okay, guys. So I was watching another young Christian couple, and they were talking about how Christian women should let men know that they like them, and the guy was like, "Oh, you should just tell the guy I'm praying for you." Does that work?
no.
I didn't think so. I was just like, I don't think this is right. Like maybe this works if you're like in your like early 20s or something like that, but
Just got out of youth group. Listen, man, Christian has their own language of flirting, right? So the one guy, what would you say? The guy, you shouldn't even say the word flirt.
oh, Mark Ballinger.
It's Pharisee. I feel like I've heard that name before. Why do I know?
He's got some ministry, like I can't remember the name of it.
Oh,
I didn't write it
okay.
down,
Well,
so
you
I was like,
know,
don't listen again.
gosh, I would love it if someone would build a DeLorean and let me just sneakily look at his life. I'm assuming that he's with somebody.
Oh yeah,
If
he's
good-
married. Yeah.
I'm sure he probably got married. I'm assuming like, in his 20s or something like that. Very young. I'm almost certain that there was flirting there. That wasn't even Christian flirting. I'm sure there was some worldly flirting going on there. And he probably was a Christian the whole time, but he was doing some things. And for him to come back now, 20 years later, the dating landscape has changed completely.
Exponentially.
How? Give
But
me
he
a
said
gauge on this
he
Mark
looked
Bellinger.
like a young guy. He looked like maybe he was like in his like late 20s, early 30s. But he didn't say don't flirt. He was just saying if you flirt, do it like this, but don't call it flirting.
Nah, man, it's too much. It's
I
too
know,
many.
it
It's
was
too
so
much.
extra.
It's too
Shannon.
much.
I want to know this. You're in a crowded room, crowded church,
Why
sanctuary.
do you put me on the spot?
No, we're all on the spot. We're on a podcast. You are the spot. Listen.
Go ahead.
Okay, Shannon. Sanctuary, crowded room. Somebody across the room you find attractive. How do you get their attention? How do you let them know that you're available?
For me, eye contact. But there is rarely somebody that I have seen in church that I'm like, oh, I'm going to give you a lot of eye contact. And if I get in close proximity with them, then I'm going to just start being sarcastic. I'm just
and from that person supposed to know that you're
they
open.
should know because they're getting undivided attention that other people. Because I'm going to tell you something. You know what my dad told me? He was just like, if you want to show somebody that you're interested in them, you should be treating them special. You should be treating them like there's no one else in the room. And every time I have done that, I have not gotten what I wanted. I'm like, well, that doesn't work.
That's very vague, because the problem I have not knowing when women are flirting with me is because I don't know if they're being nice to me or they're just a nice person.
That's not what you said before. Why are you trying to like make it all nice now?
I don't know what you're
Isaiah
talking
said he always looks good, so he can't tell when somebody's flirting with him, meaning he gets compliments all the time. So
I don't know where you got that from. Okay.
ooh, where the truth is not in you.
Yeah, no, I don't know if they're being nice or nice to me, but that's one of the things I find very attractive. Somebody that's like very genuine nice. When I'm jogging and me and a lady is about to cross paths and she gives me enthusiastic, how you doing? Have a great day. I'm like, ooh, my heart just grew 10 times larger right there. I'm like, I should initiate a conversation or
She's
something.
out of breath. She's got to do that. You got to like.
Sometimes I take the breath from women.
And that's a good place to pause for a moment to let you know if you want to share your thoughts on Isaiah taking the breath from women in a flirty way, or agree with Shannon about something, or you want to drop some show ideas or just some comments, and you don't feel like doing it on our like YouTube comment section, you can always shoot an email to tbdjax@gmail.com, or the number, I think I have it up, let me make sure. Yep, 904-513-8597. That's 904-513-8597. You can leave a message for Isaiah, for Shannon, for myself, about the show and anything that you want us to know about it. So time back in, guys. So Isaiah, you take the breath from women, and Shannon, you were rolling your eyes, and go.
So yeah, that's how. If I'm in a situation, woman is like, I get it, she's being nice to me, and it's not her job. Because I got a friend that never miss. He's 100%.
What do you mean by that?
He don't miss at opportunities.
Oh, at opportunities.
At opportunities
is he always
to
successful?
flirt with waitresses.
Oh.
If a waitress is going to serve us, she's going to get the business. He's going to. I like the way, ooh, thank you. Make a joke, interact with her. I'm like, ooh, I don't think she.
But maybe he's practicing. He's casting a wide net. That's another thing apparently men do. Yeah, that's what I found, is that you guys cast a wide net. You just message everybody. You talk to everybody.
You have to. And and you don't talk to everybody. That's like that, whatever little article I don't care if it was from even Men's Journal, that's a lie. But you have to. You're in a situation where the majority of women don't approach you, want to be approached, regardless if they're a boss babe or whatever. You're in a position where you're expected to protect and provide, whatever that means, and to be the initiator. But don't be too much of an initiator. You're in a situation where it's been decades now where, and I've said this before in the podcast, there was this comedian who's passed away since. He wasn't like a Christian comedian, but he said, I hate being in a world where everything being a woman is right and everything being a man is wrong. And he said it in a humorous way, but he was dead serious. But you've been dealing with that, growing up with that for 20-something years. So you don't even really understand. A lot of men don't even understand a lot of the roles that men, like their dads and their granddads and their, great-granddads have played, and have had certain environments where they could grow up and understand how to pursue a woman, how to flirt, when flirting was happening, and how to initiate that. So yeah, that's something that men have been doing, but yeah, maybe even more so now because you're lost on a lot of different planes. So when we're talking to everybody, and yes, we're probably going to do a little bit of flirting with you. Don't be creeps, If you get the vibe that they're just like, okay, leave me alone, leave them alone. But if they're there and having a conversation with you, then continue on. Like, I'm not going to just sit here and be like, oh, nah, you know what, man, you're talking to everybody. Oh, you talking to her, and you talking to this, we not together? You want me to spend $200, and I knock in $200 on a date, and then be like, oh, I thought we were just friends. So, yeah, I'm talking to her, and I'm talking to her, and I'm talking to her, until somebody around here is acting like, oh, okay, I'm going to pray for you. And now, since I know that's the line, I'm gonna be like,
Well,
okay, this me and you.
Shannon
Then.
say she got to be the only one on the list.
That's
It's-
fine.
Well, Shannon, I got to ask a question. Okay, I'm asking for a friend. For a friend. For a friend. If I was to flirt with you, how would I do it? How would it get the
Don't
best
answer that.
response?
I know. I don't.
Don't give
and
them.
I don't know. I feel like everybody's different. Like everybody comes. I told you guys my story about the last person I was talking to and the way that he like came across, and it was completely different from anybody else that I had ever liked. So I feel like that's a case by case basis. You can't trap me.
So,
But
so if I, for a friend, if I see you in Publix buying a pub sub, I walk up to you and I'm like, I like the way you smell. How do I say?
you would be a creep.
How? What,
You would be a creep.
Unless you
I
was
like
the
the-
Rock, you feel what I'm saying?
I like the way you smell.
You got to be better with that game. Unless you the
So-
Rock will come there and say it just like how she says, like some old decrepit 85-year-old man, and she'll be like, you know what? We can work with this. But if you don't look like the Rock, then yeah, you got to have better games. There, don't come up there and be like, I like
I
the way
agree.
you
There
smell.
I said
So
it.
it's
I
a way that
agree.
it's a way that I can get a positive response, and it's a way I can get a negative
But
response.
I think that we all understand that there are just generally in life some ways that just are off-putting and creepy. Like the person that you said don't invite to the house no more.
Mm-hmm.
But you
Boy,
know,
still, whoa,
you know what I'm saying? Like they just give you chills because they are so
Oh.
awkward and spooky, right?
Oh,
Okay. But I'm just saying, like,
Right,
other
again, we
than
get to the
that, if
house.
you are a normal person, you come with your personality, you come with your authentic self. And that's the attractive part. Like, just knowing how to, like, start a conversation, make eye contact. I mean, honestly, like, you know, for me, like, even if I'm doing sarcastic flirting, which I do, like, I'll laugh, ha, 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 it's your bad joke. And then, like, I'll touch you or something like that. For me, like, you know, that is just my brand of flirting. Now, has it brought anything to fruition? No, it has not. But I will say that it has generated interest. I just got to figure out how to hook 'em. But anyway.
Well, we only got a couple of minutes left.
Okay.
Literally, we got like a minute left in this podcast, and I guess this is another one we'll have to do a
I was
part
gonna say, we
two and
need
part
to do a
3
part
too.
because there's so much more to say about
And
this.
probably get some people in with that as well.
Ooh, that would
so,
be great.
give me a final word. Sum it up. Christians and flirting. Your thoughts about it. 30 seconds. Each of you. Go.
Well, I think you should, if you find somebody interested, just don't be, as a Christian, just be upfront. Hey, I would like to get to know you better. That's all I got. Hey, my name is, I noticed you. I'd like to get to know you better. Anything more than that, let your yay be yay, your nay be nay.
Shannon.
That is so crazy that you said that because I was reading this other guy and he was just like, Christian men, you shouldn't flirt because that's cowardice. You should just be able to go to a woman and introduce yourself and blah, 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 or whatever. I was like, well, that's a harsh position to take, calling someone a coward because they want to flirt versus, you know, just going and saying, I would like to court you now. My position is, you know, I don't think there's anything wrong with flirting because I don't think, you know, how else is somebody going to know that I'm interested? However, I just wish that it actually worked for me as far as like getting into like a long-term relationship.
Can I make an addendum? Your
Uh,
flirting is
got
so
15
light,
seconds.
it's not considered flirting. Okay, that's all I had to say.
And your last.
But that's not true. That is not true. You're not in my life all the time, Isaiah. You don't know.
There you go. And we'll put a pin in there. My final word is if I spend $200 on you on a date, we go together. Okay. So if you want to give your comments about this, you know, drop a message on our YouTube comments at the bottom of this particular video, or you can shoot us an email again, tbdjax@gmail.com. Phone number 904-513-8597. Call, leave a message. Who knows? We may even play it somehow, get it in here and play it if it's a good enough topic or a comment on today's actual topic. With that being said, we will see you again next week here on TBD Podcast.